Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started. Hey everyone, Mike Hardenbrook here. You ever find yourself staring at the clock the night before something massive, a big presentation, that crucial interview, maybe even just a really intense family gathering, and that little voice pops up in your head like, hey, you know what would really take the edge off right now? Just one drink. It's a classic scenario, isn't it? So tonight we're going to tackle that exact question. Is that pre-performance drink, that little tipple, is it actually a helpful little buddy, or is it more like surprisingly effective sabotage? And based on what I've been digging into, well, it's probably way more the saboteur than you might think. And we're not just talking about a full-blown head-pounding hangover here. No. We're going to explore the sneaky ways even a single drink can mess with your sleep, your focus, and even your confidence right when you need them the most. Tonight, our mission, what we're exploring, is really unpacking the science, looking at how even that seemingly innocent drink can impact your body and your mind when you're gearing up for peak performance. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with sleep. This is a big one. You might knock back a glass of wine, maybe feel that initial wave of relaxation and think, great, perfect, I'm going to sleep like a log. But here's a fascinating twist, right? Alcohol, it's like a stealth operative. It's messing with the quality of your sleep, and specifically, it's targeting your REM sleep. Now, REM, rapid eye movement, that's that deep, dreamy stage of sleep. And it's not just for bizarre dreamscapes about flying llamas or whatever. It's actually when your brain does some really serious heavy lifting. We're talking consolidating memories, regulating emotions, even sharpening your decision-making skills for the next day. So think of it like this. If you shortchange your REM sleep because of that drink, your brain is essentially showing up for that big moment. Well, a little underprepared, maybe a bit foggy, kind of like it forgot its coffee. And the research really backs this up. Studies have consistently shown that even a moderate amount of alcohol can significantly shorten your REM sleep cycles. And it also increases how often you wake up during the night, even if you don't remember it. So even if you think you slept for 8 hours straight, the actual restorative power of that sleep, probably compromised, not ideal. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Let's talk about something absolutely crucial for any big day. Your ability to think on your feet, to recall information smoothly, right? That's where your hippocampus comes into play. It's a key part of your brain, deep inside, really vital for memory. And guess what doesn't play nice with your hippocampus? Yep, alcohol. So when your hippocampus isn't firing on all cylinders thanks to that drink from the night before, what happens? Well, you get slower recall. You get those awkward ahs and ahs, those frustrating moments where the word is right on the tip of your tongue, but it just won't come out. You get those memory blanks right when you're trying to nail a crucial point. I mean, there was one study I saw that found even just 2 or 3 drinks can measurably impair your verbal memory and word fluency the next day. That's potentially enough to make you forget that brilliant opening line you had practiced. Now let's touch on that lovely feeling, that sense of unease that can sometimes creep in the morning after even just a single drink. Some people call it anxiety. It's a real thing. You might have skipped a headache. Maybe you don't feel physically hungover, but that subtle underlying current of anxiety, that can be just as disruptive, maybe even more so. The science here is pretty interesting too. Even without that full hangover, alcohol tends to throw your stress hormones out of whack. It often increases cortisol, that's your body's main stress hormone, while at the same time, it decreases GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter that helps calm your brain down. So the result, you wake up feeling maybe inexplicably on edge, a bit jumpy, perhaps? And suddenly you're questioning everything. Did I prepare enough? Do I even know what I'm talking about? Is this shirt okay? It's that unwelcome wave of self-doubt washing over you. Not helpful. Let's move on to something you could definitely feel. Physical energy. Or the lack thereof. That sluggish, heavy feeling after even a relatively mild night with a couple of drinks. Well, alcohol, it's a diuretic. Fancy word, basically means it makes you pee more. And all that extra fluid loss, it leads straight to dehydration, and often to drop in your crucial electrolyte levels. And look, dehydration isn't just about feeling thirsty. It can make you feel seriously drained, like you're trying to run through mud. If your big day involves speaking for any length of time, if it requires sharp mental focus, or heck, any physical exertion at all, being properly hydrated is absolutely non-negotiable. You don't want your voice sounding like sandpaper, right? So quick pro tip here. If you did have a drink the night before, really focus on rehydrate. lots of water, maybe something with electrolytes thrown in. It can make a difference. Beyond the physical drain, even a small amount of alcohol can subtly impact your mental state and your decision-making abilities. It actually dampens activity in your prefrontal cortex. Now, that's the part of your brain right behind your forehead, responsible for the high-level stuff: planning, emotional regulation, making sound judgments, executive function. So when that crucial area is a little, let's say, subdued, thanks to last night's drink, you might find yourself hesitating more during your presentation, second-guessing decisions you'd normally make easily, maybe feeling a bit more irritable or just less motivated overall. It's like operating on 80% battery. Instead of bringing your A game, that sharp, focused energy, you might be projecting more of a whatever kind of vibe. Definitely not the impression you want to make. Now, while we're talking about alcohol's impact, it's worth mentioning that your body does use up certain nutrients when it processes alcohol. And a couple of key ones that are important for your brain function are vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. This one helps convert food into energy for your brain cells, kind of like fuel for focus and cognitive stamina. And there's magnesium. Magnesium is involved in like hundreds of processes, but relevant here, it helps balance electrolytes, support sleep quality, and can play a role in calming anxiety. You can get these from food, of course, but they're also available in supportive blends, something like our Daily Restore or Rise and Unwind PM. At Cloud9 has these designed exactly for this kind of support. So who should be extra careful about that pre-event drink? Well, I'd say anyone who gets nervous and typically reaches for alcohol, thinking it'll magically boost their confidence. As we've seen, it often backfires. Also, if you know you're sensitive to even minor sleep disruptions if you wake up groggy easily, probably best to skip it. Same goes if you know you'll be mainlining caffeine the next morning just to feel human. That's usually a sign the alcohol didn't do you any favors. And frankly, anyone who still believes, just one drink, it has zero impact, because, as we've discussed, even that small amount can have these subtle but really significant effects on your ability to perform at your best. All right, so what are some better strategies then? What can you do the night before that big day instead? Well, here are a few practical ideas. If you are going to have a drink, maybe try to stop at least 4 hours before you plan to go to bed. Definitely stick to a maximum of one standard drink and have it with a meal, not on an empty stomach. Prioritize hydration, lots of water, maybe add those electrolytes we talked about. Get as much prep done the night before while you're completely sober. Lay out your clothes, review your notes one last time, and maybe create a really relaxing wind-down routine that doesn't involve alcohol. Think about a calming herbal tea, maybe reading a book, perhaps taking a magnesium supplement to help with relaxation and sleep. Look, the takeaway here is pretty clear, I think. That drink the night before a big event, it might seem like a harmless way to unwind, maybe take the edge off, but it carries some definite hidden risks. Risks to your mental clarity, your physical energy, and that all-important confidence. The good news, though, the really good news, is that by making informed choices, by understanding these effects, and perhaps using some supportive tools like hydration or key nutrients, you can show up feeling sharp, rested, and truly ready to nail whatever comes your way. No regrets needed, and definitely no anxiety invited to the party. So here's something to think about as we wrap up. What are your go-to routines before a big day? Just take a moment to consider them. Could making even a small shift, maybe swapping that glass of wine for some calming tea and magnesium, for instance, could that lead to a surprisingly big boost in your ability to really shine when it matters most? Just a little food for thought there. Thanks for tuning in. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.